So approximately 1 month from now, I'm gonna be departing for my big journey. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch this video as an explanation. And today I want to share a couple of small updates about what's been going on in my life in the past couple days and weeks, and why I feel like I've entered the next stage of this mission. So first, I want to start by saying that the date for my departure is set, and it is in April. I haven't said this before, now you know it's gonna be April. I'm not gonna say the exact date just out of privacy reasons, but what I'm gonna say is the original plan was that I would go to Portugal and from there on make my way around the European coast, around the south coast, up until Greece. And the plan has only changed slightly in a way that first I'm gonna visit Mallorca, the island of Mallorca, and then I'm gonna proceed to Portugal because simply the flight was cheaper by going to Mallorca first and then to Portugal instead of taking a direct flight to Portugal. So I decided, hey, that would be quite a nice thing to do. Mallorca is highly known for its party region, for clubs. However, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the more of the countryside, the hills, the sea, just the nature part of it, which I am gonna explore. So you can be excited for that video, because also it's gonna have kind of a interesting and funny twist. I won't reveal it just yet, but just stay tuned. It'll be really exciting and really fun. So I want to cover this small point a little longer. You can see that I could have just flown to Portugal directly and would have paid more than I'm paying now for 2 flights, and I'm seeing an extra place. So maybe if you're planning on going on a longer trip, you can consider watching out for things like that. Maybe you can make kind of one stop for a couple of days before you proceed to your preferred destination. But also another thing similar to this, which I wanted to cover in a video, but I haven't done that yet, so this is kind of exclusive for this one. Maybe, I feel like a lot of us know this phenomenon, that maybe if you want to travel to a destination, the flight there is super cheap, 20-30 bucks, and then the flight back is 100 or 200 bucks, just a lot more expensive than the flight there. Maybe look at whether a flight from the not from the cheapest, but from the nearest city, the nearest airport from your destination is cheaper. For example, let's take Portugal as an example. Maybe you're flying to Porto and you want to come back from Porto, but the flight is super expensive. What if a flight from Lisbon, for example, is way cheaper? Well, you can fly to Porto, spend a couple days there, take a bus of a couple euros to Lisbon, and then fly home from Lisbon. Maybe you can explore Lisbon for 1 or 2 days if you want to. And overall, it might be cheaper than 2 direct flights, and you get to see an extra place. So just a win-win situation. Now, the next important point that I want to cover is that yesterday I have officially registered my business in Austria, which means I've taken all the steps. I've registered the business, I've gotten the insurance, I've made the tax administration. All of it is done, all the steps are taken, which means that now I am ready to legally make this work, to legally make money with this. And honestly, this is such a huge motivation boost for me, because so far I've only been doing social media. Obviously I'm not making any money yet, but taking this step, taking me to this higher level of actually having a registered business, paying the insurance for it, just mentally is kind of a shift from, alright, I'm doing social media, to I am actually building the business. I'm actually trying to make money with this. And which leads me to the next point. How I want to make money, even though social media hasn't yet taken off, obviously. But I'm still gonna need money to finance the travels, because I've run into kind of an issue with that. However, I have had a small kind of business idea which I'm gonna do, and that is what I'm gonna explain now. So since my financial trajectory took a turn that I did not expect, and I don't have the kind of buffer or budget I would have wanted to have, it was important for me to now find a way to make money in this niche, in this business, without needing a social media following. So what I'm trying to get into now is shooting like kind of commercials, or more like reels and YouTube shorts for Airbnb hosts and hotels, which is a great opportunity for me since I've got the camera now. I'm gonna be recording anyway. I'm gonna be recording hotels, Airbnbs, apartments anyway. So this is a great way to start financing my travels First here in Austria, I'm gonna, in the following weeks, start reaching out to Airbnb hosts, to hotels. I'm gonna do a couple of free shoots, and then I'm gonna start charging money for it to just build up a small kind of budget so that I can travel for as long as I need to until YouTube and social media overall takes off. Now, honestly, I'm not a pro videographer, I'm not a pro photographer, but whatever, just I'm gonna try it out, I'm gonna do it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I need to do something, right? So I'm not gonna hold myself back with limiting beliefs of telling me, what if the videos are not good enough? Who cares? I'll do a couple free ones first to build up a portfolio, to build up some experience, which means I'll get my first experiences, I'll get my first kind of videos that I can show potential customers, and if it's not good enough, I'll know and I'll try to improve. And if it's good enough, then why have limiting beliefs, alright? It means that I can make money almost instantly to finance my travels, which is really important for me currently. And honestly, this is a huge motivator for me, as obviously social media is kind of a slow burner. You don't make money with social media in the first couple of weeks or months unless you really take off with a lot of luck, which I didn't have so far. So I need to make money kind of directly, the fast way, without having to wait for social media. And I feel like this is a great opportunity, and it just gives me a huge kind of motivational boost, because I can see, alright, I'm gonna do a couple of free shoots, and after that I'm charging money for it. Which means within the next couple of weeks, before I take off to Mallorca, obviously, I could potentially make a couple hundred, maybe a couple of $1,000, which is gonna be really helpful for my journey. It just motivates me even more to get better at this, to build up a system, and I think I'm gonna actually take it with me on that journey too. Show a little bit of my work, maybe of some practice or whatever, if the Airbnb hosts allow it, so you can just see what I'm talking about, and you can see that you can actually make money by marketing other businesses on social media instead of yours, which is faster, because if they have a following and they've got properties, they're gonna need videos to market that, to put on Instagram, to put on YouTube, because that just gets a lot of eyes on the property. So it's worth a whole lot of money to them, which is good for me and for them. So it's a win-win situation for me and for the Airbnb hosts, for the hotels. So a great thing overall. Alright, so that was my short update on my life situation, the business situation. It's actually starting to rain after it's been really nice and warm and sunny out here. So I'm gonna have to end the video here. Like and subscribe if you want to follow my journey, if you're interested in travel tips and travel vlogs. Like this video if you liked it, and you can continue by watching this video or this one. See you in the next one.